I want to start by thanking the advocates that have been working for so long on this proposal. You know, the last couple of weeks have been, for some, the end of a marathon, and for some, a sprint. One of the challenges that we face as policymakers is that if you're not involved in the beginning of the process, you can't be involved until the end of the process. These crazy open meetings rules don't allow some council members to participate until the end. And so it was so enlightening to participate in some of the marathon meetings that I was able to have with advocates over the last week, primarily so that we had an opportunity to understand that's why we had a gap. I want to thank my amazing staff in my office. When the draft ordinance was posted 3 or 4 weeks ago, which was really our first attempt in my office to dig into the details. We immediately had meetings after the last council meeting, and we start working on this council meeting in our 2-week process. I was meeting with people the very next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. And then my staff worked diligently, evenings, nights, that entire weekend so that we could post our proposal on Monday morning. And then by the time we got to Wednesday, I think we found a way to understand where our gaps were. I still have concerns. I have concerns about the speed at which this has gone, as Councilmember Houston noted. It is unusual to pass an ordinance with this speed. It is, one might say, not in regular order. But we've done a lot of things not in regular order. And there is a lot of things our community faces that certainly don't feel like regular order. And I'm not, as much as I have been a consistent opponent to postponement, and I have often and frankly and frequently, and even earlier in this meeting, was the one no vote on a postponement. I made the decision to allocate my staff resources and my own time to put together another proposal and to dedicate the last week of intense process to understand how we might come together. There are still concerns about the impact on different types of businesses. There are so many types of businesses, and I spent a career advocating with the LGBT Chamber of Commerce and getting to know all different types of small businesses, including one of my own that now I'm just a single proprietor. And it's hard to, from the dais, see every face in the audience, but I do want to address the constituent I had. And, you know, from District 6, I don't have the pleasure of seeing too many of my constituents make it down to City Hall, but I too don't live on the wealthy side of my district. I am, as I have said frequently, the only renter on the council. I also have the opportunity to represent people of many different income levels and backgrounds, and I want to thank Councilmember Houston for bringing up the languages issue again, as my district is also the largest Asian community in the city, and I know that you represent the Asian Resource Center, and I appreciate you doing that. I have concerns about jurisdictional issues, and that is one of those things about my district where there are parts that are like a checkerboard, where one property's in, one property's out, one property's in, one property's out, and what does that mean for the types of businesses that send drivers around and they're in the city and they're out of the city? But at the end of the day, this democratic process, in order for it to work, requires that type of compromise and collaboration that I completely agree has been too fast and has been unfair to some of my colleagues. But I am still going to support this ordinance tonight.